So this video will focus on animal adaptations. You'll see mammals, insects, rodents, and a bunch of different other things. So the first one, which is the most exciting for many people, is monkeys. When you're walking through the forest in a rainforest, you are guaranteed to see some kind of monkey at some point. And I've gotten to see a bunch of different types. One of the most common you'll see are capuchin monkeys, and there's white and brown ones. So this type of monkey has a prehensile tail, which you can see here, all curled up. This is one of my favorite pictures I've taken. It's just so cool. And what prehensile tail means is that they can use that tail as like a fifth limb. So monkeys with prehensile tails can grab onto a branch and then reach for food with all their other legs and arms. So it's really important and a great adaptation. So capuchins are referred to often as like typical monkeys. They're really seen in forests, and there are, like I said, 2 of them here, but there really are about 16 species of capuchins in the tropics around the world. Like I said, they have a prehensile tail, but it's not as greatly developed as maybe some bigger monkey species, but they can still use it for feeding fruits and leaves and bugs. So here's another species with a prehensile tail. It is called a red howler monkey. You can see it right here. It is grabbing onto that branch and really hanging by its tail, nice and stretched out. So this is, like I said, a red howler monkey, and they use their tails to swing through the trees and reach for different things. Howler monkeys are large ape-like monkeys. Those prehensile tails help them hang from things, and they have kind of elongated, bearded faces, especially the males, which you'll see on the next slide. They eat mostly leaves, fruits, and flowers, but leaves makes it kind of an unusual diet for monkeys because leaf digestion takes a lot of energy. So they're very slow-moving. They kind of sleep a lot. They're called howlers because of all the noise they make. They're really loud in the jungle. One time when I was sleeping, I thought it was thunder, but it was really just a group of red howler monkeys kind of traveling over us. It was loud. So those are the red howler monkeys. So here's another picture of them. You can see here, this is a big male. It's got that elongated face and he's really large. And this one's just a baby sleeping. Another type of monkey with a prehensile tail, you can see him hanging here, swinging. Here's his tail again, is a black spider monkey. They're also categorized as large ape-like monkeys, and they're the largest of the species in Manu. They favor old-growth forests, and they tend to be in the upper canopies. They travel really quickly through there with their long arms and their prehensile tail, with them being called spider monkeys. They live in small subgroups, and they occasionally make groups as large as 30 to 40 individuals. They often eat fruit and flowers. So they're as a spider monkey. Fun fact about a spider monkey, we were walking through the jungle once, and one of them peed, and we almost got hit with the spider monkey's urine. Luckily, it did not happen. Here's a video of that brown capuchin monkey. That brown capuchin monkey was found in what's called a cloud forest, which is the type of forest above the rainforest, in the layers of altitude. Here's another one. So this is a video where you'll see squirrel monkeys, like the one on the you guys saw in an earlier video, and white capuchin monkeys. So this shows something called a relationship called commensalism, like you learned about last week. The squirrel monkeys, which travel in big packs and they're tiny and they move pretty quickly, they follow the bigger white capuchin monkeys, and they get any food or insects that fall. They kind of eat the scraps so they can get some free food sources by that. So here's a video of those traveling together.
For 17, identify another primate species with which this one sometimes goes.
That's the white capuchin.
For 16 is seen in conjunction with other primates that travel in other troops with other sister monkeys. Provide an example of another species the number 16 is seen with. In fact,
And that is our squirrel monkey.
So we have
this species of primate,
Super cute.
this kind of monkey, is often seen in conjunction with another, name that other species for 17.
This is my favorite part.
Jumping cooperation.
Amazing, right? Pretty cool. So another organism that's unique to the rainforest are leafcutter ants. And you can see here, these are pictures I took of the leafcutter ants traveling. They travel in like the same kind of pathway for a long time. So they'll actually like clear the pathway where they're walking. And they kind of can destroy large trees in just a matter of days. The picture on the right shows these little tiny, what they call hitchhiker ants. And the adaptation of a hitchhiker ant, it is a leafcutter ant, but it's smaller in size than the ones carrying the leaves. Ants, if you've never learned about ants before, they have really, really intense, like, organization systems, and everyone has jobs and things like that. So it's the same with leafcutter ants. So one of the things they think about leafcutter ants is either they're cleaning the leaf to be brought down into their den, or they're protecting the leaf from like predators from getting the ant or the leaf. But what's unique about leafcutter ants and the hitchhiker ants is that more hitchhiker ants are found on a leaf closer to their den, so they have some kind of adaptation for that. Here is a video of leafcutter ants from a study that I did when I was there. The leafcutter ants, like dens and tunnels, take up a lot of space underneath that hole. You can see the pathway, the cleared pathway where all the ants have been walking.
tally.
We were counting how many ants were carrying things other than leaves. We also studied ants. We captured them, marked them, and put them back out to see if we could find them the next day. And we could. A really cool animal, which is often a favorite, are giant otters. You've probably heard of otters, but maybe you didn't know that there was something called a giant otter. The males can be up to 6 feet long. Otters are in the order Carnivora, and they have very long bodies, and they live in the water. So these are the largest members of that group. On average, like I said, they're about 5 feet, but can be up to 6 feet. They're well adapted for hunting fish, as strong swimmers with webbed feet. They have big appetites, and they eat many pounds of fish a day. They were brought close to extinction once because they were used for like fur coats at one point. And they are endangered species, but they are protected in rainforest parks like Manu, so that's really important. But they live almost exclusively in what's called an oxbow lake, which is a body of water that was once connected to a river. But because rivers are so windy, especially in the jungle, a body of the water can eventually get cut off and creates a lake. So here is a video of some different otters, and you can see the family structure. They're very kind of family oriented. That was mommy and its babies. Another one is how the otters communicate. They make kind of funny sounds. And in this video, you'll see an otter kind of realize that we're there on the boat, and you can see its kind of warning call to its family. And that is the otter making that sound. as giant otter. This is a picture of a capybara, which is the largest rodent in the world. It has adapted, it mostly eats on riverbeds, and it eats plants. It's an herbivore, and it is has a really big pair of incisors, which are the kind of front teeth that rodents have, and it can be up to 65 kilograms. They're related to guinea pigs, and they're often associated with water bodies because they mostly eat aquatic plants and grasses and live along the rivers. So here's a picture of a family of them walking away from the river. Another cool species are bats. This specific bat is the tent-making bat. There's a ton of bats in the rainforest. Bat diversity makes up about 40% of all tropical mammal diversity. Has about 236 species in the world. And their diets all kind of vary and they do different things. But this tent-making bat roosts under what they're calling tents, which they make by carefully chewing a subset of the veins of the leaf in the rib of the plant. You can see this is that rib of the plant, causing the leaf to droop. And this is a banana leaf, so you got to be careful in your banana trees there, because there could be some tent making bats. You can see it because of the shape of the leaf. They make a literal tent around themselves. So that is the tent making bat. Here is a picture of the brown-throated three-toed sloth. I never got to see one of these in the jungle. They're really hard to find. Sloth is mostly characterized, people know them because of how slow they're moving, and that's really true. They don't really move a lot, so it's hard to find them. They are actually relatives of anteaters. They have peg-like teeth like armadillos. They're herbivores and very slow. Sloths use their toes, and this one has 3 toes, to hang upside down from a branch. As such, their hair is oriented from their ventral to dorsal, unlike most of the mammals. This 3-toed sloth is a leaf eater, whereas species of 2-toed sloths might eat some animal matter with their fruits and leaves. So that's pretty cool. So sloths, they also have a relationship with algae. Sometimes the sloth will have a green tint to it because the algae is stuck to it. It's so slow moving. So that was all the different animal adaptations. That is just barely touching the surface of all the amazing things that happen in the rainforest. But hope you enjoyed those examples. The next video will show insect adaptations.